Shalom.
Shalom. This is a beautiful Wednesday afternoon in Jacksonville, Florida. This is a Voice of a Watchman. Before we go into our lesson tonight, we do thank all the people for the views we've been getting on lesson about the Antichrist Obama. It's steadily growing, and we do thank the viewers for the interest in that topic. We do thank, first of all, we give all honor and all praises to the Most High, Ahayah, Ruach, bahashem, Yashayah, for giving us this privilege to come before all people, the viewers and the people who will view this in the future. We thank you for viewing us, and we bless you in the name of Ahayah. The lesson that we're going to go into tonight is a very touchy subject with many people because of the prestige this people have falsely gained in the world today. You may say these things that we are going into would be classified as anti-Semitic, but I strongly advise you to reevaluate that term anti-Semitic, because the people that we are going to expose today are indeed not Semitic or from the seed of Shem.
That's right. Do your research. That's what Josh is saying. Do the research like we have done it. And we know for a fact that American history is
whitewashed.
All whitewash, all lies. So if you're listening to American history books, you're listening to a bunch
We're going into, hold on.
Okay, Josh.
We're going into the Bible. We have a little packet of information that we're going to go into in the next 2 days, today and hopefully very informative lessons tomorrow. We're going into the Bible, and we're going into that, and
Thessalonians says to prove all things.
Go to 1 Thessalonians 5, Dad.
Okay. 1 Thessalonians, viewers, Mary, Tony. 1 Thessalonians. Let's see what 1 Thessalonians 5 says.
Excuse me.
It's okay, bro.
And if it may, it's going to be hopefully a very, we're going to try to get through this very quickly, but this is I advise you to get this book.
It's awesome. I only read 33 pages. My wife, honey, are you almost done with it? About halfway through. It's really, really awesome.
Christopher Columbus and the African Holocaust.
And the new one that Josh that we just got to. Tell them to get that. It's awesome. Okay. Maybe hold on. Wait. Maybe every couple of lessons we'll show you the books that we're requiring from YouTube, and you can do the same thing. Go ahead, Josh.
The name of this article, you can get it online and read it for yourself. Is Jewish involvement in the black slave trade to the Americas by Rabbi.
Remember what Joshua said. He used the word Jewish, not Jew, not the bloodline.
Mark Lee Raphael. So to let you know, this is not anti-Semitic. This is a rabbi.
And he says he's
openly
Jewish.
Coming out and telling you that they were involved in the transatlantic slave trade.
So he's exposing his own people.
So he's going to tell you the truth.
All right. So, no, okay, Josh, go ahead.
Read 1 Thessalonians.
No, what are you going to say?
No one can say this is anti-Semitic because this person is a so-called Jew. But now we're going to find out who was really involved in the transatlantic slave trade.
All right, 5 where, Josh? All right, 1 Thessalonians 5.
5:21.
5:21.
I think.
Yeah. Listen. Okay, 22, 21. Prove all things.
Assume.
Prove.
Speculate.
Prove.
Doubt.
Prove.
Prove all things.
Hold fast that which is good.
Go to Revelations 2:9.
Okay. Revelations 2:9. Revelations 2:9. You know what disturbs me, viewers? When I hear other camps bragging how great they are. That's how you know that they have been called to be on YouTube. I'm not saying that they're not Hebrews. I hope they are. But when you start bragging about yourself and telling people that you're the most popular on YouTube, that's just not the Most High. Okay. Revelation 2:9. I know thy works and tribulation.
And tribulation.
And poverty.
Poverty.
What's poverty? Who's in poverty?
Read.
But thou art rich.
But thou art rich, because the true Israelites are spiritually rich. Read.
Come on. And I know the blasphemy.
The what?
The blasphemy.
The lie.
Of them which say they are Jews.
Which say they are Hebrews from Abraham.
And are not.
And are what?
Not.
And are not. Read.
But are the synagogue of Satan.
But are the Satan's seed.
Okay.
So now, let's go to Genesis.
Let's go right to the beginning.
27.
Genesis 27, Josh? Tony? You said 27, right?
Actually, go to 25. Let's get the origin of the problem.
Okay. Awesome. Awesome. Listen now, if you're viewing in right now, or if you're viewing in later, remember what Josh said. Now, this is not anti-Semitic against anyone who calls himself Jewish, but we know for a fact that even the rabbis are admitting today that the true Jews are black, and they are the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
25:21.
All right. Genesis 25. Hold on. 21. Hold on. Okay. And Mary, do you have it? And Isaac entreated the Most High for his wife because she was barren.
So Rebecca could not give children. So
he came to her. He treated her. He treated her.
The patriarch Isaac prayed to the Most High.
That's right.
That she would be able to bear children.
And the Most High was entreated of him.
Read.
He listened. And Rebecca, his wife, conceived. And the children struggled together within her.
They were at war already within her.
And she said, if it be so, why am I thus?
So she wanted to know, if this is a miracle, if this is a gift, why am I this way? Read.
Why am I going through this? And she went to inquire of the Most High.
And the Most High said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb.
2 what?
Nations.
No, the same. 2 same people.
Nations.
2 different races are in your womb.
And 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels.
Wow.
And the one people shall be stronger than the other.
So
no, everybody's the same. Everybody's equal.
No. One's going to be stronger.
So the younger son would be the stronger of the 2.
And the elder shall serve the younger.
So, and the elder shall serve the younger. So in the end, in the kingdom age,
come on,
the elder son
Come
will
on.
serve the child,
The
the
Gentiles.
children
That's right.
of his brother.
That's right. And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb.
First came and out red all over, like a hairy garment, and they called his name Esau.
And after that came his brother. Okay, good job.
Esau was described as coming out red. In other words, you can see the blood in his skin. He had no melanin. Read.
And the first came out red all over like his hairy garment. Okay, I read that. And after that came his brother out, and his hand took hold of Esau's heel. And his name was called Jacob. And Isaac was 80 years old, 60, when she bare them.
Read.
Esau sells his birthright. And the boys, Tony, good.
The boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter.
Stop. So stop. Now this is a characteristic of the elite, that the rulership that would come out of Esau. The Bible says that Esau was a cunning hunter. So he knew how to use weapons and warfare, or weapons to hunt people. So he would use weapons, he would use satellites to track people in the future. He would use warfare to conquer people in the future.
That's right.
A man of the field.
So he was always out of the house. He was always in the field hunting.
Let Tony finish.
And Jacob was a plain man dwelling in tents.
All right. And Isaac loved Esau because he did eat of his venison. But Rebekah loved Jacob. And Jacob sod pottage, and came from the field, and he was faint. And Esau said to Jacob, feed me, I pray thee, with that same red pottage, for I am faint. Therefore was his name called Edom. Wow.
Read.
Mary.
And Jacob said, sell me this day thy birthright.
Wow.
And Esau said, behold, I am at the point to die. And what profit shall this birthright do to me?
So he had no appreciation for what he had. Read.
And Jacob said, swear to me this day. And he swore unto him. He made an oath. And he sold his birthright unto Jacob.
Stop.
Wow.
Now let's go to Genesis 27, verse 19.
See, now that was all planned by the Most High. Okay. Where we going? Where we going, Josh?
27:18.
Oh, 27:18. Okay. All right, Tony. All right, 27. Tony, go ahead. 18.
18. And Jacob said,
no, 27:18. And he came.
And he came unto his father and said, my father. And he said, here am I. Who art thou, my son?
All right. And Jacob said unto his father, I am Esau, thy firstborn. I have done according as thou badest me. Arise, I pray thee, sit and eat of my venison, that thy soul may bless me.
Read.
And Isaac said unto his son, how is it that thou hast found it so quickly, my son? And he said, because the Most High, the Lord
the Most High thy power, good.
Brought it to me.
All right. And Isaac said unto Jacob, come near, I pray thee, that I may feel thee, my son, whether thou be my very son Esau or not. Tony?
And Jacob went near unto Isaac, his father, and he felt him and said, the voice of
The voice
is Jacob's
voice.
voice.
Go ahead.
but the hands of those of Esau.
That's right, because they were hairy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he discerned him not. He knew it wasn't him because his hands were hairy, as his brother Esau's hands. So he blessed him, and he said, "Art thou my very son Esau?" And he said, "I am."
And he said,
Again,
bring
Now let's pay very close attention
a little louder,
to
man.
the blessing, because this is the source of the problem in the world today.
Go ahead, Josh.
And he said, bring it near to me, and I will eat of my son's venison, that my soul may bless thee. And he brought it near to him, and he did eat.
Uh-huh.
And he brought him wine, and he drank.
And his father Isaac said unto him, "Come near now and kiss me, my son." And he came near and kissed him. And he smelled the smell of his raiment, and blessed him and said, "See, the smell of my son is as the smell of a field, which the Most High hath blessed.
Read.
Therefore, Ahayah, give thee of the dew of heaven,
Give you the rain of heaven.
Come on.
Read.
and the fatness of the earth,"
Give you the all lands.
come on, "and plenty of corn and wine."
And
Let people,
abundance of
Hold on, Mary,
goods.
go ahead.
and let people serve thee.
Uh-huh.
And let what?
And people serve thee.
And
and
let
let what?
people
And let people
serve thee. That's
No, let
right.
you serve people.
Let people serve thee.
Uh-huh.
So Jacob was blessed that in the end, that people would serve his descendants.
And
Read.
nations How down.
Bow.
And nations bow down to him, to his children.
Go ahead, Mary.
Be
Now you can say Lord there.
Lord over thy brethren.
Oh,
Stop,
and be,
Mary. When you see Lord in that kind of verse, you can use Lord because that's what he's doing. He's being Lord over. But when you see
So,
another verse, it's the Most High. Go ahead.
so be Lord over his brother.
Wow.
So the blessing was that Jacob would rule, and his brother's seed would bow to him.
Wow.
And let thy mother's son bow down to thee.
Wow.
So let your other brother Esau worship you.
Cursed be every one that cursed thee.
So cursed shall all people be who come against you.
And blessed be
That blessed thing.
the blessed
All
thee.
right.
Stop.
Okay. Good.
Now
Awesome.
let's
Awesome.
go to
Awesome. You getting this?
37.
Okay. Verse 30. Oh,
37.
Chapter 37.
37. Verse
Oh,
30.
I tried to say verse.
Mhm.
Where were we? 27,
7:37.
27, 37, right?
Uh-huh.
Isaac answered.
Okay. Hold
Now this is Esau.
on. Now,
Esau came back in.
right. Now listen, that's right. Listen out there. 37, 27, 37. And Isaac answered and said unto Esau, "Behold, I have made him thy Lord, and all his brethren have I given to him for servants. And with corn and wine have I sustained him. And what shall I do now unto thee, my son?"
So I've already given him a blessing.
Come
Read.
on. And Esau said unto his father, "Hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father." And Esau lifted up his voice and cried,
Read.
wept. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, "Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth." Look at
So
this.
you'll live in the
Come on.
fatness of the earth.
"And of the dew of heaven from above."
So you'll have rain upon you.
And by thy sword.
And by thy what?
Sword.
Peace,
Sword.
love.
Sword.
And by thy sword
Come on.
Thou live.
shalt thou live. So stop. So the main way you know who's ruling or who Esau's children is, trace the blood path. what people have constantly used warfare and the sword to conquer the world.
That's right.
Not peace, not the Bible, but the sword.
And shalt serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass, when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck.
Read.
And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing.
So Esau hated his brother Jacob for the blessing that his father blessed him
That's
with.
right.
Read.
And
With
he's
his father blessed him.
right.
And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then will I slay my brother Jacob.
Wow.
So after we're done mourning for my father, I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna murder my brother.
Now this is Josh. Can I say something? This is exactly what's going to happen now in these last days. The whole world is all about Jacob and Esau.
Now let's go to
All the trouble you're seeing, all the wars, it's all over Jacob and Esau.
let's go to Joel.
Joel, okay, Joel.
Joel 3.
All right. Hold on, Mary. It's after Hosea. Joel, it's after Hosea, Mary. Joel 3, Joshua. Okay, I'll read this, guys. All right. Good reading, Tony, tonight. Good reading.
Joel 3.
Good.
3.
Okay, Joel 3, verse 3. He's ready? Okay, when you say it, just say praise him.
Praise.
Okay, Joel chapter 3, verse 3. You got it, Mary? And they have cast lots for my people.
So Esau,
Tony, bring me a pen, black pen, please.
Esau
I'll wait for you.
cast
Take your
lots.
time, Josh.
So what's that?
No, I just want a pen. That's all right.
Esau cast lots for
Thanks,
the
Tony.
Israelites.
Thank you, my brother.
What's that mean? When they were being sold on auction blocks,
Okay.
they would bid or cast lots or money for slaves. Read.
And they have cast lots for my people and have given a boy for a harlot
Read.
and sold a girl for wine.
So it is a proven fact, if you research it,
Wow.
that men, boys, and girls, slaves, men were sold for rum, and during the African, so-called African slave markets, and the Native Americans were sold as well for liquor.
Yea, and what have ye to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon, and all the coast of Palestine?
So Tyre and Sidon are Esau,
Wow.
and Palestine is Ishmael.
Come on. Will ye render me a recompense? And if ye recompense me swiftly and speedily, will I return your recompense upon your own head.
Read.
Because ye have taken my silver and my gold,
You have taken the resources of the earth. Read.
and have carried into your temple my godly plenty.
Wow.
You have taken good things. You have taken holy things and put them and profaned them. Read.
The children also of Judah and the children
Take your time.
of Jerusalem have ye sold unto
The Grecians.
The who?
the Grecians.
The Greeks.
So the Grecian, Tyre, well, actually, Tyre and Sidon these are African Hamitic people. So what happened historically and biblically, according to the Bible, during the slave trade, the white people, the African Hamitic people betrayed the Israelites living in Africa and sold them to Jewish slave masters, slave owners. Read.
And I will return your recompense
No,
upon.
wait, that ye might
Oh.
remove them far from their borders.
Read.
7, go ahead.
All right. Oh, behold, and I will raise them up out of the place whither ye have sold them. Where's that? And will return your recompense upon your own head.
Mm-hmm.
Read. And I will sell your sons and your daughters into the hand of the children of Judah, and they shall sell them to the Sabaeans, to a people far off, for the Most High hath spoken.
So now
That's good, Josh.
let's go into the
Okay, that's real good.
paper. This
All right,
is
so we gave you a platform of what we're going to read now.
The Jewish Involvement in the Black Slave Trade to the Americas by Rabbi Mark Lee Raphael.
Okay. The following passages are from Dr. Raphael's book, Jews and Judaism in the United States, a documentary history, New York, Berman House, Incorporated, published 1983, page 14, 23, 25. Jews also took an active part in the Dutch colony slave trade.
The what?
Slave trade.
So Jewish people took an active role in the slave trade, read.
Indeed, the bylaws of the Receipt and Mauricia, Josh, congregations, 1648, included an imposter Jewish tax of 5 soldos for each Negro slave a Brazilian Jew purchased from the West Indies Company. Slave auctions were postponed if they fell on a Jewish holiday. In Caucaso, in the 17th century, Caucaso, Josh, as well as in the British colonies of the Barbados and Jamaica in the 18th century, Jewish merchants played a major role in the slave trade.
So Jewish merchants played a major role, or even we can say controlled the transatlantic slave trade.
Probably did.
Oh, yes. In fact, in all the American colonies, whether French, Martinique, British, or Dutch, Jewish merchants frequently dominated. This was no less true on the North American mainland, where during the 18th century, Jews participated in the triangular trade that brought slaves from Africa to the West Indies and then exchanged them for molasses, which in turn was taken to New England and converted into rum for sale in Africa. Isaac?
So
okay,
we see that the trade was triangular. So slaves were sold in Jamaica for molasses to make rum.
Triangular.
And then
Africa, America, right?
The West Indies.
Right.
Yeah. Read.
Okay. Isaac de Costa of Charleston in the 1750s, David Franks of Philadelphia in the 1760s, and Aaron Lopez of Newport in the late 1760s and early 1770s.
So all these people were Jewish, read.
Dominated Jewish slave trading on the American continent. Dr. Raphael discusses, now listen, tell him who this man is, Josh.
He's a rabbi.
Dr. Raphael discusses the central role of the Jews in the New World Commerce and the African slave trade, pages 23, 25. 17th and 18th century Jewish inter-island trade, Caraco, am I saying that right? Caraco, 1656. During the 17th century, exiled from their Spanish homeland and hard-pressed, Curacao, yeah, Curacao.
Carousel.
Oh, Carousel. Okay, thank you.
No, it's not. It's Curacao.
Curacao. Okay, don't worry about it. Exiled from their Spanish homeland and hard pressed to escape the clutches of the Inquisition. Spanish and Portuguese Jews fled to the Netherlands. The Dutch enthusiastically welcomed these talented, skilled businessmen. While thriving in Amsterdam, where they became the hub of the unique urban Jewish universe and attended status that anticipated Jewish and this no, Josh, what's this word? It's not Abraham Lincoln.
Emancipation.
Right, emancipation in the West by over a century. They began in the 1500s and 1600s to establish themselves in the Dutch and English colonies in the New World. These included Curaçao, Suriname, Rossi, the New Amsterdam Dutch, as well as the Barbados, Jamaica, Newport, and Savannah English. In these European outposts, the Jews, with their years of mercantile experience and networks of friends and family providing market reports of great use, played a significant role in the merchant capitalism, commercial revolution, and territorial expansion that developed the New World and established the colony economies.
So,
wow.
The economic backbone of America was built off of Jewish transatlantic slave trade. So these liars got control of the government's banks to further control the world. That's why we see the world in the condition. You have the Rothschilds who control the banks today, who are Jewish. Or that's not a debate.
Wow.
And how did people like them, these people, get to the slaughter and the slavery of Judah? Think about that. Read.
That's right. The Jewish Caribbean nexus provided Jews with the opportunity to claim a disproportionate influence in 17th and 18th century New World commerce, and enabled West Indian Jewry, far outnumbering its coreligionists further north, to enjoy a which North American Jewry could not achieve for a long time to come.
Read.
Groups of Jews began to arrive in Suriname in the middle of the 17th century after the Portuguese reigned control of northern Brazil. By 1694, 27 years after the British had surrendered Suriname to the Dutch, am I saying that right? Suriname, right. There were about 100 Jewish families and 50 single Jews there, or about 570 persons. They possessed more than 40 estates of 9,000 slaves, contributed 25,905 pounds of sugar as a gift for the building of a hospital, and carried on an active trade with Newport and other colony ports. By 1730, Jews owned 115 plantations.
Wait. Read that again.
By 1730, Jewish owned 115 plantations.
So the plantations in the South were not owned by European white people.
That's right. Well, they worked for them. Yeah, that's right.
I can't say that they weren't, because Jewish people are European.
Right.
But they're not owned. They weren't owned by poor redneck white people.
Right.
The plantations in the South were owned, run by, and financed by the synagogue of Satan through the Rothschilds. Read.
By 1730, Jews owned 115 plantations and were a large part of the sugar export businesses, which sent out 21,680,000 pounds of sugar to European and New World markets in 1730 alone.
From what it sounds like, Jewish people built a new world, new world parentheses, off of the slavery and the barbarism of the children of Israel. Sounds like it to me. And these are the people that we're supposed to reverence as God's chosen. Read.
Slave trading was a
what?
major slave trading.
What?
Slave trading was a major feature of Jewish economic
Wait,
life.
of what? Of American.
Jewish.
Of what?
Jewish
Of Jewish, read.
economic life in Suriname, which was a major stopping off point in the triangular trade.
So,
All right.
so the Jewish people, according to the rabbi, now these are not this is not our words. This is a rabbi, a Jewish man, coming out and pretty much painting his own people red-handed.
Wow.
And saying they are responsible for the transatlantic slave trade. So Jewish people got rich, more richer than they already were, by taking over other countries. And it is a proven fact that the main company that ran the transatlantic slave trade, which was researchers, it's called the West Indies Company, that was owned by Jewish people.
Wow.
Research it.
Okay. All right, Josh. Both North American and Caribbean Jews played a key role in the Commerce records. Records of a slave sale in 1707 revealed that the 10 largest Jewish purchasers, 10,400 guiders, spent more than 25% of the total funds, 38,605 guilders. What's guilders? Exchange money? Guilders? Guilders. Okay.
So stop. So the Jewish people were getting rich off of trading these Hebrew Israelites, which isn't amazing to me, because all the empires of the earth were built off of
Okay, Josh.
the slavery. We're not going to read it all.
We can go to 5 anyway. No,
5.
4.
You want to go to 5? We can go to 5.
We can go to 5. We'll read page 5.
It's short information.
No, but
it's a lot of hard-hitting facts, though.
Yeah, because if we go too much, we can forget too, and I don't want the viewers to forget.
So, and this is not an attack on Jewish people.
Not at all. Say it again. Who's writing this?
A rabbi. This is not our opinion. This is a fact.
Who's writing this, Tony? A Jewish rabbi. He's exposing.
So how is this? How can you say this would be anti-Semitic when a so-called Shemitic person is writing this article?
Okay.
Read.
We're starting on 3, right on the top, right? Yeah. Okay. Ready? Jewish economic life in the Dutch West Indies, as in the North American colonies, consisted primarily of mercantile communities with large inequities in the distribution of wealth. Most Jews were shopkeepers, middlemen, or petty merchants.
So they got positioned in America through stealing these people
come on,
and selling them as slaves. That's how they got this, and that's why America is so law leans towards white people and injustice towards blacks and minorities, so-called blacks and minorities, because it was set up during this period by Jewish people.
With large,
not by rednecks,
right?
Not by white Christians, by Jewish people, because there's a lot of racism towards white Christians and rednecks. They had nothing to do with slavery.
That's right.
Slavery was a completely Jewish-run organization.
There we go again. Your American history is a bunch of lies. Okay.
Say that again.
Or your American history is a bunch of lies.
I don't see why they don't put this. Wait a minute. I know why, because they can't give you a reason to question the people that they're telling you to reverence.
Or petty merchants who received encouragement and support from Dutch authorities in Corsico, for example, Corsico, for example, Jewish communal life began after the Portuguese victory in 1654. In 1656, the community founded a congregation, and in the early 1670s brought its first rabbi to the island, Corsico, with its large natural harbor, was the stepping stone to the other Caribbean islands, and thus ideally suited geographically for commerce.
So the problem with this, brothers and sisters, is they came here, stole these lands under Columbus.
Wow. Right.
Hundreds of years before this, and genocided a whole population. And look for it. We're going to bring a lesson about Columbus Day.
Wow.
On Sunday, right?
Yes, Sunday.
So get ready.
We're going to let you know what Columbus Day is all about, folks. The Jews were the recipients
The
of
who?
the Jews. The Jewish people were the recipients of favorable charters containing generous economic privileges granted
Economic privileges. Remember that.
Granted by the Dutch West Indies Company.
Dutch West Indies, which they owned.
Company in Amsterdam.
In Amsterdam.
The economic life of the Jewish community of Corsico revolved around ownership of sugar plantations.
Of what?
Sugar plantations. And
no,
marketing.
Of just regular business.
No, sugar plantations.
So the main prosperity that made the Jewish people in America rich was slavery.
And marketing of sugar.
Proven fact, not opinion. Read.
And marketing of sugar. The importing of manufactured goods and a heavy involvement in the slave trade.
And
a heavy involvement in the slave trade.
That's a cut.
Within a decade of their
Within
arrival,
a decade, Reed.
Jews owned 80% of the Corsico plantation.
80%.
The strength of the Jewish trade lay in connections in Western Europe, as well as ownership of the ships used in commerce.
Wait. Ownership of the ships.
Wow.
So when you see movies with slave ships going from Africa to America,
the Jewish people owned them.
Who you think owned them? Jewish people. Read.
Used in commerce, while Jewish people carried on an active trade with French.
A non-active trade.
Right.
No, they're innocent of this. An active trade.
On an active trade with French and English colonies in the Caribbean. Their principal market was the Spanish Main, today Venezuela and Colombia.
So they were also trading slaves into South America.
Wow.
That's how South America, as well as being settled by the 10 tribes of the kingdom, northern kingdom of Israel, acquired black people.
Wow.
So-called the tribes of Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. Read.
Extant tax list gives us a glimpse of their dominance. On the 18th weatherless Jews in the 1702 and 1707 tax list, neither owned a ship or had at least a share in a vessel. By 1721, a letter to the Amsterdam Jewish community claimed that nearly all the navigation was in the hands of the Jewish people. Yet another indication of the economic success of Corsico's Jews is the Corsico's Jews, is the fact that in 1707, the island's 377 residents were asserted by the governor and his council a total of 4,102 picos. 104 Jews, or 27.6% of the taxpayers, contributed 1,380 picos, or 345% of the entire account asserted.
Wow. So they were making money hand over foot.
Yeah, man. In the British West Indies, 2 of the 1680 tax lists survived, both from Barbados. They too provided useful information about Jewish economic life. In Bridgetown itself, out of the total of 404 households, 54 households or 300 persons were Jewish. 240 of them living in Yeetown of South Michael Yee Bridgetown. Contrary to most impressions, many, indeed most of them, were very poor. There were only a few planters, and most Jews were not neutralized or indenized and thus could not import goods or pursue debtors in court. Read. But for merchants, holding letters of indigenization opportunities were not lacking Barbados sugar, and by its byproducts, rum and molasses were in great demand. And in addition to playing a role in its export, Jewish merchants were active in import trade. 45 Jewish households were taxed in Barbados in 1680, and more than half of them contributed only 11.7% of the total sum raised. While the richest 5 gave almost half of Jewish total, they were but 11.1% of the taxable population. The tax list of 1679-80 shows a similar picture of 51 households. 37.2% gave less than 1/10 of the total, while the 4 richest merchants gave almost 1/3 of the total.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. An interesting record of intensified trade involving a Jewish merchant and the islands of Barbados and Curaçao comes from correspondence of 1656. It reminds us that sometimes the commercial tips were not well planned, and that Jewish captains, who frequently acted as commercial agents as well, would decide where to sell their cargo. So at what price and what goods to bring back on the return trip. End of excerpt.
Mm-hmm.
You want to end that, or you want to go? Because that ends, what they're going to say. It's only, yeah, we can do this another time. Yeah, let's do this another time. You want to read? You want me to read? Tony Martin, African Studies, professor of Wesley College, and has taught at Wesley College, Massachusetts since 1973. He was tenured in 1975 and has been a full professor of African Studies since 1979. Prior to coming to Wesley, he taught at the University of Michigan, Flint, and Caprinian Labor College, Trinidad. At St. Mary's College, Trinidad, he has been a visiting professor of the University of Minnesota, Bardies University, Brown University, Brandeis, Tony, thank you, Brandeis University, Brown University, and the Colorado College. He also spent a year as an honorary research fellow at the University of West Indies, Trinidad. Professor Martin has authored or compiled or edited 11 books, including Literary, Gravenism, Gravity, Black Arts, and the Harlem Renaissance, and the classic study of the Gravery movement, Race First, the ideological and organizational struggles of Marcus Garvey and the Gravy, and the Universal Negro Improvement Association. Garvey, I'm sorry. His most recent book is The Jewish Onslaught. Wow. Dispatches from the Wesley Battlefront. Martin qualified as a barrister.
That's
no, barrister. B-A-R-R-I.
Yeah, that's
barrister.
English.
Yeah, at law.
Attorney.
Oh, good. At the law at Honorable Society of Grays O'Garry's in London. In 1965, did as BSc honors degree in economics. Wow, this guy knew a lot. All right. And the University of Hull, England, and the MA Hull, Hull, and yeah, and physical PhD doctor in history at Michigan State University. Yeah. Martin's articles and reviews have appeared in the Journal of Negro History, American Historical Review, African Studies Review, Washington Post, Book World, Journal of Caribbean History, Journal of American History, Black Books of Bulletin, Science and Society, Jamaica Journal, and many other places. His work is to be found in several anthologies and encyclopedias. He has received a number of academic and community awards. Martin is well known as a literature in many countries. He has spoken lecturer. He has spoken to university and general audience all over the United States, Canada, Caribbean, and England, and also in Africa, Australia, Bermuda, and South America. In 1990, he delivered the annual dubious Pardmore Newcomer lectures in Ghana, Ghana, Ghana. Professor Martin is currently working on biographies of 3 Caribbean women, Amy Ashwood Garvey, Audrey Jeffries, and Trinidad's Kathleen Davis. He is also nearing completion of a study of European Jewish immigration into Trinidad in the 1930s, the Jewish onslaught. We'll finish this yet. All right, so the next time we come into this, we're going to start on 5, the Jewish onslaught. This is going to be really good. Unless you want to keep reading, Josh.
No.
Okay.
Now
So
let's go to Zechariah 11:5.
okay, Zechariah. Okay. Oh, Zephaniah. Oh, Zechariah. That's right. Zechariah 11:5, Josh. All right, this is great. I hope you got a really blessing with this tonight. I sure did. I got a little bit of a sore throat. I'm trying my best to read right. So pray for me. Okay. 11 what?
5.
5 or 4, Josh. 5. Okay. Okay. Zechariah. Go ahead, Mary. 11:5. Go ahead, take your time.
Zechariah 11:5.
So we built a platform here tonight, and we started with the word, and we always finish with the word. Yes, we love doing research. We love getting stuff out of the internet, but it's much better to use the word. Okay, Mary. 11:5.
11:5. Zechariah.
Zechariah, go ahead. Who's possessed to slay them? Come
So
on,
these
Mary.
people killed the Israelites.
Go ahead, Mary. Read it again.
Themselves not guilty.
Stop.
And
Wait, Mary, and hold themselves not guilty. Did you hear that?
So they'll tell you, the Jewish media,
It doesn't matter what happened in the past.
forget that's in the past.
Yeah, everything's in the past.
Oh, times have changed. You're in the stop.
Oh, yeah.
Stop-
Stop dwelling on the past.
Stop, you're holding people progress back.
Let me tell you something, folks. Let me tell you something, viewers. The Most High does not forget who's destroyed his heritage.
And they'll teach people to believe as if believing in the Messiah means that you no longer know anything about reality.
Wow. Watch
Read.
out.
and they
That's good,
that
Josh.
show them,
Huh?
say, blessed be the most
That's right.
the Lord, for I am rich.
Say that again, Mary.
So
Say,
the Jewish
"Blessed be the
People
Most High."
became richer
Look at that.
off of the backs of slavery.
And they're saying, bless the Most High. They're saying God has something to do with it. He had nothing to do with it.
Now, and their possessors,
But he has something to do with it now in these last days. He's ours.
And their own shepherds
Come on.
pity them not.
Romans 11.
Romans 11. Yeah. Okay, Mary, you can read that. Tony, you want to read Romans 11? Take your time. Get to it. Josh will give it to you. 11
One.
what, Josh? 11 what? Where's that scripture, Josh, where it says, how dare you have destroyed my heritage? Yeah, we should give him that too. Should give him that, Josh.
Now,
Okay. All right, hold on. 11:1. Get your place, Tony. Want me to read it?
11:1.
Want me to read it? Want Josh, Tony to read it?
Read.
I say then, hath Ahayah cast away his people?
So is Israel done away with? Read.
God forbid.
God forbid. Read.
For I also am an Israelite. No, I'm a Christian.
I'm a what?
I'm a Christian.
Read.
Of the seed of the seed of Pentecostal.
Read.
Of the seed of Abraham.
Read.
Of the tribe of Benjamin.
Mhm.
The power hath not cast away his people, which he foreknew.
Uh-huh.
What ye not what the scriptures say of Elijah, how he maketh intercession to God against Israel, saying, let me keep reading.
Read.
Most High, they have killed thy prophets and dig down thine altars, and I am left alone, and they seek my life. For what say the answer of God unto him? I have reserved to myself 7,000 men who have not bowed the knee to the image. Look at that, the image of Satan. Look at that. The image of Baal.
Wow.
That's good, Josh.
Go to I'll skip. Go to verse 11.
Okay, 11:11.
Uh-huh.
All right, ready? Follow, guys. Go ahead, Tony.
I say then, have they
Try it. Go ahead.
stumbled,
Mm-hmm.
and they
That they
should
should fall.
fall?
Right. Have they? God forbid. But rather,
Forbid,
right.
but rather
Mm-hmm.
through their for salvation came unto
Is come unto the Gentiles.
So
All
is
right.
Israel's
Good.
diminishing or they're falling away pointless? No, because of them being on the bottom. Israel, they can be a light to the Gentiles, right?
Okay.
Gentiles,
For, get Mary.
to provoke them to jealousy.
Wow. Now, if the fall of them be the riches of the world, you see what they did? They took occasion because they fell in the wilderness and the curses came upon them. Listen, and the diminishing of them, the riches of the Gentiles.
Stop. So
Good,
if the
Josh.
fall of them became the riches of the world, the nations, in other words, letting you know, through these people's slavery, so let's say it like this. America was not built off of providence, did not become great because God was here.
God had nothing to do with this country.
America became great because of one people's oppression of another.
Come on.
And their consistent racial bigotry and hatred,
Genocide, murder, you name it.
one race of people. Read.
For the Gentiles, how much?
For if the casting away, 14, if by any means I may provoke to emulation them which are my flesh, and might save some of them. Did I skip anything?
Read.
Yeah, you did.
All right. For if the casting away of them be the reconciling of the world, what shall the receiving of them be? But life from the dead. For if the firstborn be holy, the lump is also holy. And if the root be holy, so are the branches.
And if some of the branches be broken off, and thou being a wild olive tree,
Come on.
were grafted in among them, and with them partakers of the root and fatness of the olive tree.
Now watch. Boast not against the branches. But if thou boast, thou bearest not the root, but the root thee. That will say then, the branches were broken off, that I might be grafted in.
Well, because of
So stop.
Stop. Well, listen.
In the future, Gentiles would
Hold on,
claim
Listen
that-
to this. Listen.
that because we control everything, we're the authority of the Bible now. So they'll
That's what
start
you're
to,
hearing in the church.
right,
That you're spiritual Jews. No, you're not.
boast
No, you're not.
against the Israelites.
That's right.
Read.
Thou wilt say then, the branches were broken off that I might be grafted in.
Well, because of unbelief, they were broken off. And thou standest by faith. Be not high-minded. In other words, don't brag against that. But fear. For if Ahayah spared not the natural branches, take heed, lest he also spare not thee.
Behold, therefore, the goodness and
Severity.
severity of Ahayah on them which shall someday
Severity.
severity, but
Toward thee.
towards the goodness.
Goodness.
If thou continue to in his
Go
goodness,
ahead.
otherwise thou also shalt be cut off.
Was that your phone? One?
I think it's my phone.
Let's see what it is. I got it. Well, hold on, Josh. Yeah, come on. Missed alerts. Hold on, Josh.
I got it, Josh. I got it. It's my phone. Who is it?
Go ahead, Josh. Hold on. All right, look, let's finish up now. Come on. Come on, we'll finish up. Patrick Lavio drywall, 904-300-9754. Okay, let's finish up. Okay, we're sorry for the interruption. Okay. I was really blessed tonight with this, Josh. This is really, really good, man.
So
You're really good.
I wanted to just bring that out. Those scriptures out of Romans, because it goes
Tell
along.
Josh about this bragging, like that the Jews had done away with it. And I'd be very careful, Christian church. You are not the spiritual Jews. The Jews are still alive. They're still kicking. They are black. They're Afro-American. They're Puerto Rican. They're all over the world.
Mm-hmm.
Go to our page and find it. Find the tribes. I've never seen so much deception in the Christian church like now. Never. So
we'll be back tomorrow. Shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom.